Scent bird, I smell good, bitch. And if you want to smell good like me, you'll click down below in the description box and get 15% off of your first month subscription service to Scentbird, which is a monthly subscription service that sends you perfumes, candles, hand lotions, and makeup. So you guys get down below, check out their website, and sign up. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Married to Medicine review, you guys. Yes, okay, I just got my new glasses from Firmu. Okay, love it. There's a link down in the description box if y'all want to get some glasses from Firmu. I need to become an associate so I can get paid off of it, okay? But yeah, these is cute. I just got these. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm blind, all right? So look, let's just go ahead and get into my notes. Hope y'all having a good Sunday. Just got back from church. Y'all know I sing in a choir now, so my spirit is full. And I hope that translates. I hope I send peace and happiness to whoever's watching me right now. All right, so I love y'all. Let's get into it. Simone and Contessa, the saga continues. So we remember Contessa and Simone had gotten into it because Simone mentioned once again that she was welcoming Contessa back to the group because she thinks that Contessa wasn't around just so that she could avoid Toya. And I'm like, yeah, nah, it was only 3 weeks, bitch. Like, stop acting like she was gone for 3 months because her and Toya had beef. So her and Toya had beef at the beginning of the season, and she was still coming around, coming to all the events, playing Toya dust, okay? So I personally feel like Simone is just on one. She had too much rum in her cup, okay? Whenever these bitches get on boats, shit goes awry. You never know, okay? All I know is I ain't got time for Simone screaming and hollering, breathing all hard in people's face, taking their glasses off, wiping their tears. But, you know, her energy is annoying to me. Simone's energy in that moment towards Contessa was annoying to me. And Contessa is crying and shit. And I'm like, bitch, what is you crying for? What are you crying for? I just didn't understand why the tears were happening. I understand there's an argument taking place, but all of y'all bitches is just burst into tears over this argument. I was just looking at both of y'all like, y'all must be on y'all cycles or something because y'all are overly emotional right now. Simone is overly upset. Contessa is overly sensitive. It's just a lot going on right now. However, they make up, okay? They make up, but not before Scott had to learn, as one of the newer husbands on the show, to stay out of the situations with the wives. Even though I totally understood his instinct to defend his wife to Simone, because his wife just did go through surgery. She's going through a lot, and he personally knows what this meant to her. So I'm sure he didn't want to hear anybody talking about his wife like she playing a victim card. Like, I understood why he said that, but y'all are on the show, and the normal rules in life don't work. Because in normal life, you supposed to defend me. I don't give a fuck where we at, who I got into an argument with. If you sitting right there and some bitch say something about me, you my husband, you supposed to be like, hey, at the least, hey, okay? So I personally feel like y'all on the show, but in real life, the rules are different. But on the show, let the women go ahead and argue it out amongst each other, okay? Don't get involved, Scott. Don't get involved. Simone is all in this lady face. I'm like, her breath probably stinks. She all in her face. I wasn't saying anything negative. I promise you that. I was not trying to play you. I promise. I'm like, bitch, girl, whatever. I guess Simone, okay? So Mariah takes over at this point and apologizes to Damon for her putting it out there that he cheated on his wife. And obviously, Aiden must have talked to Mariah. They didn't show us that, but I believe that the reason why she came with this newfound energy is because Aiden probably said, you know, I did talk to Damon, and he was sorry and apologetic, but at the same time, you can't go around saying he's cheating on his wife, okay? So that probably happened behind closed doors. I'm fine with that. It yielded results, and that's all we care about. Mariah publicly apologizes. She and Damon hug it out. He was so touched and moved by the fact that she was apologetic towards him because he ain't ever did nothing to her for her to say some shit like that to his wife, okay? And that's the point. You can't, and that's why I was saying, y'all, and a lot of other people were saying the same thing, that you can't say, oh, you know, you talking shit about me, about my mama, and I'm going to just turn around and talk shit about your husband and say he cheated on you, but then, you know, I'm right and you wrong. Like, it don't work like that. Two wrongs don't make it right, okay? But two wrong was the night I kept you guessing. It's all I could do. and maybe you come around again. Now I see. Come on now. Is the wonders of devotion. It doesn't come free. A heart is a house of love. And I've learned that it don't take much to break a heart. Give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, y'all. Shout out to the 5RB. Shout out to Robert Townsend. All right. So yeah, y'all, they hugged it out. Heavenly said she appreciated the apology and that she and Mariah maybe can get to a better place. And I'm just like, girl, when? When hell freezes over, child, please, okay? Y'all just gonna have a moment right now where there is no beefage. But I don't know if I believe that they can go on without shading each other. Because I feel like Mariah still doesn't like Heavenly so strongly. And Heavenly doesn't like Mariah. But this is what I noticed this episode, y'all. Mariah makes comments in the confessional. She says little shit. She rolls her eyes. And Heavenly wasn't even thinking about her at the moments when Mariah was throwing shade towards her. And I know a lot of people don't like Heavenly. She's not one of my favorite people or anything like that. But I just noticed that Mariah tends to keep going and making little snide comments and throwing shade in the way she does. And then whenever Heavenly responds to her negativity with matched or greater negativity, then all of a sudden everybody's mad at Heavenly. And I'm just saying, y'all, I noticed it this episode, like, her even saying that Heavenly possibly could have stolen her shoes in the confessional, you know what I'm saying? Like, just little stuff like that. It just kind of seems like the beef will continue because y'all just are never going to let it go. You're never going to stop being, negative towards each other. So Dr. Heavenly running a couples therapy. All right, so last time they went on this trip, she ruined the shit by asking juicy yet inappropriate questions and then not allowing anybody to ask her and Damon any questions because she felt as if their marriage was fine. So why do we have to discuss anything in our marriage? And here's my thing. When we're sharing, everybody's fucking sharing. Not just everybody that have issues. Everybody should be sharing because if you ask me, Heavenly, you and Damon have issues that y'all don't want to talk about because I think it bothers Damon the way you are always vocalizing their sex life. Everybody else gets a kiki out of it, child. I do too. But I think it's something that he is very uncomfortable with, but you continue to do it. Okay? It's just like a whole bunch of things that I noticed about them that everybody was saying that Damon is the one that's controlling over Heavenly and Heavenly isn't controlling him. And I'm just like, I don't believe that. I believe that Heavenly has a very jealous, controlling energy about herself. And I think that she wills that over Damon just like Damon wills his strong but silent, energy over her. Like she said, I think they both give it to one another as far as, having control over their relationship or being submissive. They take turns being submissive to one another, all right? But either way, they discussed that during the therapy session when everybody was asking her questions. But everybody got to sit down and ask Heavenly exclusively a question. She didn't want to bring Damon into the mix. And I just kind of felt like, why? Why don't you want to have him in the mix? She said it's because she doesn't want to depend on him and she wants to, be more independent about the way she handles these certain situations. But I kind of felt like that was bullshit. So I felt. Because Simone is the one that wields the belt at her house while Cecil just kind of is the friend to the kids, she asked Heavenly how their roles play out as it pertains to their kids. And Heavenly let it be known that Damon is the one that is more hands-on, that does more with the children. And that Heavenly, while going out to get her career popping, to get her practice going, she probably didn't spend as much time with her children. But I also feel like Heavenly is probably somebody that did not receive a lot of affection. It just doesn't seem that way, the way she talks about her parents. So something makes me feel like some of that emotional support that she is unable to give is not just because of her job. It's also because she's not the type of person that has that to give like that. Yes, she wants to get down on her knees and show daddy all the love and affection that she can give him. But when it comes to her kids, I don't know if her effort is the same. And that's problematic to me. Like, I always believe that you should put yourself first in situations. But when your kids come into play, I don't like when I see people put their relationship above their kids. And I say that, and I hate to say it that way because I feel like when your marriage is strong, you can do better for your kids. But at the same time, I feel like there are some times when the parents are more wrapped up in what's going on in their relationship than what's going on with their kids. And sometimes that's the feel I get off of Heavenly. But she says, you know, she admits that Damon is the one that truly is the disciplinarian. He's the one that has really raised those children. And I know that must be like a tough thing to deal with as a mother, because we're the ones who are expected to be that for the children. And when the man is that for the children, everybody looks at the wife like, you know, she's less than. And I don't agree with that. You know, everybody has their roles in a relationship, and those roles don't always go towards the, you know, the whatever gender that you align them with. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like that anymore. And Damon is a doctor as well. So that's why it makes me feel like Heavenly just doesn't have the same capacity as he does as far as being emotionally supportive to her children. Mariah gets up and jokes like she's about to ask Heavenly a question, but decides against it and says that she's just going to stay out of it. Everybody is laughing except Heavenly. Heavenly is just sitting up there like this. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about, Mariah. If you weren't going to participate, why joke and all? You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I'm not saying she was wrong for that. I just kind of felt like in that moment it showed that y'all are still not on a page where y'all could both be laughing about that shit. So Mariah could have just stayed in her seat as far as I was concerned, but whatever. Contessa asked the top 3 things that has made Heavenly's marriage and family successful. And I feel like we already know the top 2. Respect and sex. Daddy love a lot of sex. And I just kind of feel like, you know, you always putting that on Damon, like you having a lot of sex with your husband because he likes sex. To me, it seems like you having a lot of sex because your ass likes sex. Stop trying to put that on him. And all of her subservience language is very annoying to me. Not to say that I don't feel like you shouldn't be in subservience to your husband in a relationship. I feel like it kind of comes in waves. There are moments where you got to sit down and play it back, and there are moments when your spouse has to sit down and play it back. And that's just how things go a lot of the times. But just something about the way she speaks about their relationship, it just always seems as if she's putting on so that she can make people think that she's just this perfect wife, because she knows that she's lacking in other areas because of her business-mindedness, because she is sometimes not as warm as you would expect a wife and mother to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a feel I get off of Heavenly. Either way, Quad sits down and asks her, did she trap Damon? Because it was discussed on, you know, Watch What Happens Live or something like that, that her oldest son is 20 and they were 5 months pregnant when they got married. And she says that, yes, she did trap Damon. Next question, bitch. Like, okay. But Damon was like, can I say something? He said, I just want to say that Heavenly did not trap me. I knew I wanted to marry her. And when she got pregnant, I knew I wanted my children to come up in a 2-parent household. I wanted them to know that I was the father. And as the pappy, okay, they wanted their children to know that they loved each other and that their family was built off of something strong and not just some, you know, oh, I accidentally got pregnant type of situation, which is kind of physically what it was. But I believe Damon. I believe that Damon always loved Heavenly. I think he wanted to be with Heavenly. And I think that only a man who is very sure about himself will be able to deal with somebody like Heavenly. So Damon probably was very sure about what he wanted when they first got together, regardless of the fact that she got pregnant, and probably pushed it along to happen sooner than it otherwise would have. But I do have to say, did y'all see how good looking Damon was in them pictures? I was like, now see, that's a fucking shame what weight will do to you, okay? Or whatever, because I feel like he might have some health issues. I'm not sure, but when I was looking at them pictures of Damon when they was younger, Damon was good looking, nice, pretty teeth, okay, good bone structure. I was like, okay, Damon, I see you. He was nice looking, I tell you that. Okay, you know, men supposed to look better when they get older. I don't understand what's going on with some of y'all. Not to say that Damon is a bad looking man, but the difference, okay? I'm just going to say there was a real difference between what he looked like as a young man and what he looks like now, okay? So moving along. After that, that all went good. Everybody had a good time with that. It went well. Everybody was so appreciative that Heavenly did not fuck up the couples therapy yet again, all right? Now, I kind of felt like I didn't like the fact that they kind of made it all about her and what was going on with her. I wanted them to all kind of talk about their relationships and have like a couples therapy for real, not what this was, which was everybody ask Heavenly questions so that she could feel better about what she did last time, okay? But you know what? Whatever, we're going to move on. to the doctors, going down to the free clinic and helping out. And this was such a really good thing to show these African-American, educated, beautiful doctors going down to Antigua, not only to, you know, take of their beautiful land and food and service and everything, but to also lend a helping hand and help them and offer free health services to people. And Dr. Eugene had a lady who had a really high blood pressure, and he did an EKG and everything was fine, but she's not taking her medication. And y'all, that's the issue. People got to take their medicine. Everybody thinks, especially like in the African-American community, everybody thinks that, oh, I don't have to keep taking it because I feel better. They do that with the mental prescriptions that they, you know, people put on for your psyche and Lord, I'm saying psyche, but y'all know what I'm saying. The medications that they give you for depression and for anxiety. People take them and think, oh, I don't have to keep taking them, but you do. You do. All right? If you got high blood pressure, you got diabetes. If you, take your fucking medicine. Y'all, I have issues with people in my family that don't like to take their medicine, that don't like to take care of themselves the way they should. I think a lot of people get into the habit of feeling sorry for themselves when they get sick sometimes, separate from feeling like, oh, I feel better, so I don't have to keep taking my medication. But people get into a place where, oh, I'm sick and it ain't making that much of a difference anyway. I might as well not take it. They just get into the mind frame of feeling sorry for themselves sometimes. And then, you won't keep coming back to the doctor because you're not feeling good. Take that damn medication, okay? Like, it's just, whatever. But Eugene had to talk to the lady because she got emotional and started to cry because I think maybe she felt a little bit embarrassed about the fact that she wasn't taking care of herself the way that she should have. And Eugene had to let her know that he doesn't always do what he's supposed to do either. He wasn't taking his medication and he's a doctor, okay? So, it was just nice to see them be of service in such a way that is so vital to all of these people who don't have proper health care, who don't have access to the things that we have access to in this country. It was just a very beautiful thing to watch. Seeing Curtis and Quad walk that old lady home to her house like that, I just thought that was very beautiful. Contessa was helping a lady. It was just nice to see them doing that in the community. So Quad talking to Simone and Cecil, then a roach comes and Simone tells her the end game is, okay, all right. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't never seen a cockroach on the beach. Remind me never to go to Antigua, okay? I'm just saying, y'all, we was live in Jamaica a couple of times, and I ain't never seen a roach roll up from the sand onto my, oh, Lord, give me the heebie-jeebies. Amidst the conversation of Simone and Cecil giving Quad the advice to keep things as nice as possible dealing with their divorce because the end game is to get out. So why mudsling and make the situation more difficult or make the situation take a longer period of time? Also, you could get revenge or do what you feel that you want to do as far as your emotions. You angry, you want to lash out. You hurt, you want to lash out. Don't do all of that. Get through it, get over it because you want the divorce. So make sure you get to the end of it without all of the mess attached to it because that just makes it take longer and it just makes the situation far worse than it already is. You're already letting go of something you thought was going to work out. Marriage, when you enter in marriage, a lot of people are thinking that they're going to have that forever. So when you come to a point and realize that marriage has come to an end, I imagine it's very sad and hard to deal with regardless to whether you really love the person or not. Y'all union, which y'all created, letting everybody know that in some way y'all feel y'all have failed because that's a lot of the times how people feel. I feel like when you move on to one to the next, it just means that person wasn't supposed to be your forever. And whatever you went through with them was a stepping stone to get to whatever the forever is. But in Quad's situation, I don't know what forever might be because Quad has always been very independent, even within her marriage, almost seeming as though she didn't really want to be married or want to have that type of relationship with someone. I don't know. I know that Gregory is going to be on next episode, so we'll be able to get his side of all of this. But, they was trying to give good advice to Quad when the roach came up and was like, yeah, girl. So, y'all, let's get to the last little part. Simone wants them to put something negative about their relationship into a beautiful seashell and throw it into the ocean. So Simone talks about wanting to throw away the resentment she held behind Cecil's friend Tammy. Y'all know that was his best friend, and she was not comfortable with their relationship, and he ultimately had to end up ending that friendship because he didn't want to continue to make issues between him and his wife, because that's what's most important, okay? So Cecil made the right decision right there, and Simone is now throwing the negativity that was involved in that into the ocean. They move over to Heavenly. And Heavenly is just like, Damon is always leaving the toilet seat up, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, that's all you got? Like, it just seemed like she was, for play. And Simone is like, if you're not going to take this seriously. And she's like, I'm just saying, like, everybody's marriage ain't toe up. And I'm like, but everybody's marriage has gone through trials and tribulations, especially if they've been married as long as y'all have been married. So for you to sit there and use that as a moment to flex on everybody and show them how great your marriage is in comparison to theirs, I just kind of felt like, Heavenly, if you're not going to, be real about the shit, shut the fuck up. But ultimately, she says that she's too controlling. I told y'all about her saying she was too controlling and nobody believing that she was actually controlling. And I'm like, I don't understand why y'all don't believe that. Her energy is very overwhelming. So I could totally understand why she sees herself as controlling. Toya says that she wants to put her bad attitude into the shell. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Put it in there, send it asunder, okay? Throw it in there. Let it go. Because Lord knows that attitude is something else. Contessa wants to stop expecting perfection from her husband. There is no such thing. And a lot of people feel like if things aren't perfect, they aren't working out, they aren't real, and that is not true. Especially when you've been with somebody for an extended period of time. It comes in waves, it's not the same every day. It shouldn't be the same every day. Like, that's just not realistic. And sometimes when people expect things to be perfect, they expect every day to be happy, every day to be hot sex, and I'm in love with you and butterflies. When they expect that all the time, they get their face cracked and break up marriages or relationships that otherwise would have worked because they fail to understand what true commitment is. Commitment is staying with somebody even on the days when you don't feel like being bothered with them. Commitment is staying with somebody even when you don't feel the butterflies, even when you don't want them to have sex, like, get off me, don't touch me, like those days, but y'all still love each other. Okay, like that is the baseline of all of this, the love, the unconditional love that should be in place when you married to somebody or you in like a real real relationship with somebody, not something that's just, why we've been together for a little while, it's my little, nah, I'm talking about something for real. If you ain't married yet, you won't get married. That type of situation, okay? You have to stay strong in the fact that just like everything else, there are ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Contessa says. Stop expecting perfection. Jackie says that she wants to let go of the past and all of the things that took place before they got to where they are right now. So that's what she put into hers. Mariah says that at first she was going to put the fact that her husband Aiden lost her Chanel shoes. And that's when she commented and said that, or somebody who she know could have sticky fingers. And I think she was talking about Heavenly because that's, the camera they put on her. And I was just like, oh, all right. So Heavenly still now? See what I'm saying? Like, Heavenly steals? Y'all tell me, does Heavenly steal? Has she ever stole anything from anybody? Because I would think that all these doctors, people with money, you would have no reason to steal from anybody. And I don't see anybody who have klepto tendencies, you know what I'm saying? Because those type of people are always picking up something they shouldn't be picking up. Just stupid shit. Don't even want it, but just feel like, let me steal this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she says that she wants to stop projecting her issues. Obviously Simone didn't like those little petty problems, so she thought of a better one besides the shoes and thought of her projecting the issues that they have within their other families, their respective families, his family not liking her family being ghetto and difficult, just basically saying stop projecting those issues on one another in their relationship. So that's what she put into hers. And Quad says that she wants to let go of the betrayal. Okay, let go of the betrayal of her husband cheating on her. Now, I know everybody has been seeing this story out there that says that Quad slept with Mariah's sister-in-law, something like that, some crazy shit, somebody, I don't know. I don't think that's true, because if it was true, then I think Mariah would have put that shit out there already. Just like she was sitting here on this episode, backpedaling and pussy popping, apologizing for what she said about Damon. Bitches can be very convincing and have absolutely no evidence whatsoever, even though they say they do. Okay? So, yeah, I don't believe that. But this episode was just okay. I was glad that they didn't have all of those nasty arguments, because I kind of get tired of them arguing every time they have a sit down together. I was actually happy to see them have these very nice moments and dance and have a good time together. It was an enjoyable episode. Just some of the things that I mentioned, it just sometimes it feels disingenuous. It feels like people are faking the funk. It feels like they're not being 100% honest, but then you're supposed to be being honest in these very close moments with your friends and your partners and all of that. So it was just all right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget about my merchandise, BONDY.BRITTANY.com/shop, okay? And I will see y'all in the next video.